If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture on gate measurement series. So today we will be solving question number 16 onwards, 16 to question number 25 questions. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Okay student, in question number 16 what they are asking, the advantage of permanent magnet moving coil instrument is that. So what is the advantage they are asking? So it is free from frictional error. Any machine which is rotating cannot be totally free from frictional error. It can be less, it can be more, but free is not possible because it ultimately it is a moving part. If it is moving, then it has to be, some friction has to be there. Has a high torque to weight ratio. Is it advantageous for us? Advantageous for us? Yes, this is advantage for any machine, rotating machine. If your torque is more than its weight, then it will be fast. Their frictional error will be less. It will move fast. Because weight is less, torque is more. Torque by weight ratio is high, means your torque is high with respect to weight, so it will move fast. There will be less frictional loss. That's it. So this is one advantage, and this is also true for magnet PMMC, because here coil is moving, so coil is kept in the moving part, which is a heavier. It's high torque to weight ratio in case of PMMC. Low torque is not advantageous for us, and PMMC is not used for AC/DC both. So we are sure that it is option B. And it is also true for a PMMC. PMMC is always a high torque to weight ratio. Now if you come to 17, a DC voltmeter has a sensitivity of this when it is measured half of full scale. Mark all these points, half of full scale, not full scale, in 100 volt range. 100 volt is the total range. He measured half of that, that is 50. The current through the voltmeter is. So what is the total resistance of the voltmeter? You can see it is 1000 volt per volt and total 100 volt range. So that is its resistance is, for resistance you have to take the maximum voltage and you calculate the resistance, because per 1000 they are saying 100 volt. So because it is an instrument of 100 volt, so it will be 1000 into 100. So the instrument resistance is this much, 1 into 10 to the power 5 ohm. Okay, so what will be the current? Current will be equal to V by R. How much voltage is measured? It measured not 100 volt, it measured 50 volt, half of that 100. So current equal to voltage divided by, if you resist, this is your resistance. So 50 into 10 to the power minus 5, or 5 into 10 to the power minus 4, or you can say it 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3, that is milliampere. That is your option C. Next, if you come to question number 18, 200 microampere full scale PMMC meter are employed to construct a 10 volt and 100 volt full scale voltmeter. Okay, these meters will have a figure of merit, that is sensitivity they are asking. Okay, so sensitivity is always resistance per volt. You can see from the options also. So you calculate resistance for each case and divide it by per volt. That is your answer. So for first one, it is 100, both are 100 microampere. Maximum current you can flow through it is 100 microampere. So for 10 volt, you want to make it 10 volt. So your resistance will be 10 by 100 micro. That is your resistance. So its sensitivity will be resistance per volt. That is 10 by 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 into its volt is 10 volt. So it is actually 1 into 10 to the power 4 ohm. That is, you can see 10 kilo ohm per volt. Okay, this is for first one. Then if you go for next, second one, R is equal to, for 100 volt it is. Similar way you will go. So it's for sensitivity will be here 100 by 100 micro into 1 by 100. So it will be 1 into 10 to the power minus 4 again. So 10 kilo ohm minus volt. So again option C, 10 kilo ohm, 10, that is option A. 19, what they are asking, a 100 microammeter has an internal resistance of 100 ohm. 100 ohm is its internal resistance. For extending its range to measure 500 microampere, the shunt resistance required. So for suppose this is your ammeter and it has an internal resistance, I am doing it separately, and this is the shunt that is allowed. Okay, so this current, maximum current is 100 microampere. It cannot allow maximum more than 100 microampere through this meter. So there is a shunt connected, so extra current will bypass here, and we will calibrate the meter in such a way that, suppose, so what you want to increase it to a 500 micro, so that its ammeter can measure 500. So if there is a 500 microampere passing through it, so we need maximum current 100 should pass here. Here maximum is 500, the maximum range that you want to make it 500, but maximum current can flow through is 100. So when 100 flows through, we will calibrate it such a way that if 100 flow through is, then it will show 500. If it is showing less than, then it will show less. Okay. So what will be the next extra current? Extra current cannot go through this, so extra current should go to the shunt. That is the idea of shunt. So because here you cannot extend more than 100, so but you have to measure 500, so the extra current you bypass through it. And this resistance is 100 ohms. So this current here it is 400 microfarads. So what is the ratio of current? 4:1. So what will be the resistance ratio? 1:4. So if it is 4, then it will be 1. If it is 100, then it should be how much resistance? 100 by 4, 25. So you can directly write it from here. It should be the reverse ratio of the current division. Current division goes in the reverse way. The branch which has a less resistance will get more current. Here the current it is 1 ampere, here it is 4 ampere. 400 means 4 times this. So resistance should be 4 times low. Then 4 times current will pass through it. So if it is 100, it should be 100 divided by 4, 25. That is your option C. Now if you come to 30, the inductance of a certain moving iron ammeter is expressed as stars of L, where theta is the deflection radiance from zero position. The control spring torque is this much. The deflection of the pointer, this is given Newton meter per radian. The deflection of the pointer in radian when the meter carries a current of 5 ampere. So you know these formulas you have to know for MI. What is your deflection torque formula? Or torque is equal to, this is deflecting torque, half I square dl d theta. So this small formula you have to remember. This is for MI. For MC you know that is NBAI. We will explain it. You will obviously find questions on it. For this formula, these basic formulas you have to know. And your control torque is some K into theta. That is, it depends on theta. So it is given, K is given. It is 25 into 10 to the power minus 6 into theta. So it is given this much. If radian increases, then if it is 2 radian, then multiplied by 2. So the convention. So when you apply current and when it moves starting when the meter carries a current of 5 ampere. So at the final point, what happens? As theta increases, your TC also increases. At final point, when the meter is showing what current it is, your deflecting torque and control torque becomes equal. So first it is deflected. Whenever you give current, it is deflected. But if you don't have any control over it, it will go beyond where it should to be stopped. It will go beyond. So but as this deflecting torque increases, as it moves, your control torque, which is holding it back, it also increases. So at some point both are equal. So the control torque which is pulling it backward and the deflecting torque which is deflecting it in the forward direction, they balance and your needle stops at some point. So this is how your meter works. Your deflecting torque starts increasing. So initially control torque is 0, so it starts moving. As it moves, your control torque increases. Suppose there is a spring. So if the spring tries to expand, then there is a pull from that side. The control torque pulls it back. So the deflecting torque and control torque balance, and at some position it rests. So that is your answer. Now at that position, if you remove the current, your measurement is done, then deflecting torque is 0, but controlling torque is there. It is holding it there. Suppose it is spring, it is extended, so it is holding it there, so it will bring it back to 0. So that is the purpose of control torque. So at the verge of operation, these two will be always equal. So you can equate these two. That is half I is given 5. dl d theta is the differentiation of this one. This differentiation you can easily do it. That is 3 minus 2 theta by 4 is equal to a TC. TC is 25 into 10 to the power minus 6 into theta. This is micro also. This is micro Henry. So it is 10 to the power minus 6. 10 to the minus 6 is gone. 25 is gone. So you can calculate 3 minus theta by 2 is equal to this 2 theta. They equal to 1.2. This is in radian. You have to be very careful when you are putting theta blank. Without sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, if you are operating any theta, that should always be in radian. Okay, so this radian that is your option C. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.